Have you ever wondered where Filipinos have built the biggest communities outside the Philippines? You might expect nearby Asian countries to dominate the list, but the real picture stretches from the deserts of the Middle East to the largest cities of North America. In these countries, Filipinos are nurses, engineers, teachers, business owners, caregivers, artists, students, and permanent residents helping shape entire communities. Today, we are counting down the top 10 countries with the largest number of migrants from the Philippines based on the United Nations International Migrant Stock Estimates for 2024. These figures mainly count people whose country of origin is the Philippines, so they do not include every person of Filipino ancestry born abroad. Stay until number 1. Because its Filipino migrant population is larger than the population of several cities in the Philippines. At number 10 is the United Kingdom, with an estimated 176,515 migrants from the Philippines. The Filipino community in Britain may not be the most visible on this list, but its influence is strongly felt in healthcare. Filipino nurses and care workers serve in hospitals, clinics, and residential facilities across England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. London has one of the largest communities, but many Filipinos also live in Birmingham, Manchester, and Liverpool. Britain attracts Filipinos looking for professional growth, family migration, and permanent settlement. During weekends, church communities, basketball leagues, restaurants, and Filipino gatherings create a familiar sense of home, even when Manila is thousands of kilometers away. At number 9 is Qatar, with about 178,516 migrants from the Philippines. Qatar became a major destination because of its rapid development, construction projects, aviation industry, hotels, restaurants, and healthcare sector. Doha is home to most of the Filipino community, and Tagalog can often be heard in malls, airports, hospitals, and service establishments. Many Filipinos arrived during years of major infrastructure expansion, especially before the FIFA World Cup in 2022. Behind the modern skyline is a familiar Filipino story. Workers accept years away from their children and spouses so they can pay tuition fees, build homes, and support relatives. For many families, Qatar is more than a workplace. It is a financial bridge toward a more secure future. At number 8 is Kuwait, with an estimated 210,397 migrants from the Philippines. Filipinos in Kuwait work in healthcare, retail, hospitality, engineering, office administration, and household services. Kuwait City is the center of Filipino community life, with restaurants, grocery stores, churches, and organizations that help workers stay connected. Employment in Kuwait can offer better income than many jobs back home, but it may also involve difficult conditions and long periods away from family. This makes community groups and Philippine government support especially important. Despite the challenges, Filipinos remain in demand because of their skills, adaptability, and service. In hospitals, offices, businesses, and homes, many have earned respect for their professionalism, patience, and care. At number 7 is Malaysia, with approximately 255,520 migrants from the Philippines. Malaysia is close to the Philippines, but the Filipino community there is more complex than many people realize. Large numbers live and work in Sabah because of its proximity to Mindanao and the Sulu archipelago. Others live in Kuala Lumpur and industrial areas, working in manufacturing, construction, education, domestic work, and services. Centuries of movement across nearby seas have shaped family and cultural connections, especially in eastern Malaysia. Some Filipinos have relatives and languages linking both sides of the border. The short distance can make travel easier, but legal status and proper documentation remain serious concerns for some migrants, particularly in Sabah. At number 6 is Japan, with around 319,772 migrants from the Philippines. Japan has one of the most established Filipino communities in East Asia. Filipinos live in Tokyo, Yokohama, Nagoya, Osaka, and many industrial prefectures. They work in factories, caregiving, hospitality, food services, education, and technical occupations. Others arrived through marriage, family reunification, study, or permanent residency. Japan's aging population has increased demand for care workers, creating opportunities for Filipinos with professional and language training. Filipino festivals, Catholic churches, restaurants, and community events now exist within a society known for discipline and order. Learning Japanese can be challenging, but it often becomes the key to better employment, stronger integration, and long-term stability. At number 5 is Australia, with an estimated 356,833 migrants from the Philippines. Australia has become a popular destination for skilled work, education, family migration, and permanent settlement. Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Perth have active Filipino communities. Many Filipinos work in nursing, aged care, engineering, information technology, education, trades, and business services. Australia is attractive because migrants can often build a future that includes citizenship and strong educational opportunities for their children. Filipino culture is increasingly visible through festivals, restaurants, basketball competitions, and community organizations. Unlike countries where most Filipinos remain temporary workers, Australia has a growing population of families planning to stay for generations. Their children may speak with an Australian accent, but adobo, karaoke, and large family gatherings remain familiar traditions. At number 4 is the United Arab Emirates, with approximately 528,527 migrants from the Philippines. Dubai and Abu Dhabi are the main centers of Filipino life, although large communities also exist in Sharjah and the other Emirates. Filipinos work in aviation, hospitality, retail, healthcare, construction, engineering, finance, media, education, and domestic services. In Dubai, it is difficult to spend a day in a mall, hotel, airport, clinic, or restaurant without meeting a Filipino. The UAE attracts workers because of its international economy, relatively short flight time to the Philippines, and wide range of jobs. Some Filipinos also become entrepreneurs, opening restaurants, salons, travel companies, and online businesses. However, life in the UAE can be expensive. A higher salary does not automatically mean bigger savings, especially when rent, remittances, and family expectations continue to rise. At number 3 is Saudi Arabia, with about 755,432 migrants from the Philippines. Saudi Arabia has been a major destination for Filipino workers for decades. Filipinos work in hospitals, energy companies, construction, engineering, retail, hotels, restaurants, offices, and private households. Riyadh, Jeddah, and the Eastern Province have large Filipino communities. Nurses and medical professionals are especially visible, and many families have used Saudi income to fund education, housing, and small businesses in the Philippines. Economic and social changes are also creating opportunities in tourism, entertainment, technology, and services. Working there requires adjustment to different laws and customs, but Filipinos build support through friendships, faith groups, shared meals, and the ability to create a family atmosphere among people who first arrived as strangers. At number 2 is Canada, with an estimated 835,179 migrants from the Philippines. Canada has become one of the most important destinations for Filipino families seeking long-term stability. Toronto, Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, and Winnipeg have large communities. Filipino culture is especially visible in Winnipeg, where Tagalog can be heard in schools, workplaces, churches, shops, and neighborhood events. Many Filipinos arrive through economic immigration, caregiver programs, skilled work, study, or family sponsorship. Healthcare is a major field, but Filipinos also work in finance, education, technology, transportation, public service, and business. Canada offers something many migrants deeply value: the possibility of permanent residence, citizenship, and family reunification. One worker may arrive first, followed by a spouse, children, relatives, and eventually a new generation of Filipino Canadians. And at number 1 is the United States, with an estimated 2,263,697 migrants from the Philippines. That is far ahead of every other country on this list. Connections between the Philippines and the United States were shaped by history, education, military ties, migration policies, and family reunification. California has the largest concentration, especially around Los Angeles, the San Francisco Bay Area, and San Diego. Major communities also live in Hawaii, Nevada, New York, New Jersey, Texas, Washington, and Illinois. Filipinos have made major contributions to healthcare, the military, education, entertainment, technology, public service, and business. The total population of people with Filipino ancestry is even larger, because many Filipino Americans were born in the United States and are not counted as migrants from the Philippines. Their influence is now a permanent part of American life. These 10 countries prove that Filipino migration is not simply a story about leaving home. It is a story of sacrifice, adaptation, ambition, and survival. Every number represents someone who packed a suitcase, said goodbye to family, entered an unfamiliar country, and tried to create a better future. Some returned home, others stayed and raised children abroad. But wherever Filipinos go, they carry familiar values with them: hard work, faith, hospitality, humor, and a powerful responsibility toward family. Which country surprised you the most? And where are you watching from right now? Share your answer in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Before you leave, check out our other videos for more fascinating stories about Filipinos, countries, culture, and life around the world.